Newborns in the state of Virginia born with what are called time-critical disorders will now have a better chance at life thanks to two bills signed into law today in Southwest Virginia.
Now, those bills are each inspired by babies born with rare genetic disorders. Jordan Moore traveled to Lebanon High School today, where one of the children who inspired new legislation was there to celebrate the big moment.
Josh, Sarah, both of these bills really will be life-changing for parents across the state of Virginia moving forward, something the Leonard family says is priceless as they introduce their daughter, Ruby Kate, to the crowd, an infant who carries the namesake of one of these new Virginia laws.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's Ruby Catherine.
The entire auditorium inside Lebanon High School erupted with applause Friday for Ruby Kate. She's not even a year old and has already been the inspiration and namesake of statewide change in Virginia. Born in July of last year across state lines in Bristol, Tennessee, her parents were notified after her newborn screening that Ruby Kate tested positive for MPS 1. Also known as Hurler syndrome, a rare genetic disorder. But something her parents would also soon discover is their home state of Virginia didn't include Hurler syndrome in their screenings.
If she was born in the state of Virginia, we're not sure today that we would even know that she was affected.
And from that, Ruby Kate's bill was born.
What we want to do is make that change for future children being born in Virginia.
I and my family cannot thank him enough for everything that he's done to make sure that this doesn't happen to anybody else.
Next up to the podium was Lauren Johnson, a Virginia mother with a much different story.
And that 24 hours could have changed everything. Sharing
these photos of her son, Rhett, born in August of last year with a disorder known as MCAT.
A fatty oxidase disorder that he's not going to be able to break his food down appropriately.
But by the time Lauren got the results of Rhett's newborn screening, it was too late. And it was all because Rhett came into this world on a weekend.
His newborn screening wasn't drawn until Sunday, then it sat there all Sunday. He had gone into a metabolic crisis just from us not knowing that that's what he had and not treating it sooner.
But with Rhett's bill, that's all about to change as these screening services for time-critical disorders will now be available 7 days a week.
If this could have happened before Rhett was here, then I would still have my son.
And Josh, Sarah, Virginia Governor Ralph Northam was supposed to be in Russell County to sign these bills into law. However, he couldn't make it due to the weather. He did speak to the crowd by way of phone at the podium and said he had the bills with him as he was traveling and that he did sign those bills today.
Jordan Moore, thank you.